Hi everyone, and welcome to this video that will show you how to create programs in Hexfit. First of all, you have to understand that in Hexfit you can create any sort of programs, no matter if it's cardio type workouts, muscular strengthening workout, rehab type exercises. So really you can do whatever you want with Hexfit. And you also have to understand that you can create programs for multiple sections in the software. So let's start with the main one, which is by going through the program section here on the left. Then you can just create a new program at the top right. You can either create a template that you will be able to reuse easily in the future, or you can just start a regular program that you want to set for a client. So the first step is basically to name the program, set the client you want to create the program for. If you want to have more details like the start date or the number of weeks, you can also do that. Keep in mind that if you want to create a really specific program in a calendar, we will see how to do that later on. You see the little star here? That's also a way for you to mark this program as a template. So if you don't want to set it for a specific client, but create a generic program that will be used as a template, you can hit that star as well. Then when you click on create, you will land on this workout creator. So on the right-hand side, you can see the exercise bank that is fully customizable. What I mean by that is that you can either customize the exercises that we already have, but you can also create your own exercises. So when you create an exercise, you can name it, but you can also upload images, photos, videos. You can also use YouTube or Vimeo links. So that way you can use video that you already have online or use just a file from your computer. You will be able to find any exercise you're looking for just by searching by keywords. Then you just select the exercises that you want to put in your workout. Then you can go and configure each exercises by setting the number of sets, the number of reps, the tempo, the weight, the recovery time. There's a lot of different settings that you can use. If a client has already completed an exercise in the past and you want to see the history of how many reps they did and what weight they lifted while you're creating a new version of this program, you can just click on Actions and then See Details. From there, you'll be able, first of all, to change the name of the exercise for this specific program and change the instructions, but you will see the history of the exercise. So you can really see the past progression of this exercise and then adapt the new weights and reps according to this. You can also create supersets, tree sets. If you want to create circuit type training, there's always that special item at the top right that you can drag in your workout. So that way you can add exercises into this circuit. You can configure each exercise individually. You can set a number of laps, a time for each lap, a time for each exercise, rest time for each exercise, or a rest time for each laps. So really a lot of possible configurations around cardio or circuit type workouts as well. There's also sections that you can see here at the top right. Those sections will allow you to divide your workout in different sections. So if you have a warm-up, strengthening workout, and then a cool down, you can just split that with this section and add text in there. It's just a way for you to structure a program a little bit better. You also have to understand that in Hexfit, a program can have multiple workouts. So let's say you're building a weight loss program for a client. You might want to have a lower body workout, an upper body workout, and a cardio workout, for instance. So you can create multiple workouts in a program. When you create a new workout in a program, you can do it multiple ways. You can start from scratch, obviously, which is really pretty simple. You can also clone a workout that you've done in the past. So let's say you don't want to start from scratch and you want to use something that you already did or use a template. You can do that really easily. And you can also start a workout from the help, with the help of the AI. So there's two ways to use this. First of all, you can create programs from text. So if you just want to type down the exercise and the configurations that you want, you can just do that. And when you click on next, it will be recreated in the workout creator of Hexfit that you know. You can also use Hexfit to give you some ideas and save you time and don't start from scratch. So when you ask the software to give you ideas, you can then answer a few questions. You can add instructions. So if you know how much exercises you want, what equipment the client has, or what equipment you have at your gym, well, you can add instructions in there. Then when you click on next, the software will suggest a list of exercises with configurations that you can use to start your program from. Then, of course, you'll be redirected to the program creation tool that you know of Hexfit. You can quickly replace exercises. So if a few exercises were not the right ones for this client, you can just change them really easily by keeping also the same configurations. When the program is done, you can now publish it. So that way it will be visible inside the client's file. So that way the client will be able to go on the app and actually complete the training, enter the number of reps, the weight they lifted, and give you some comments about either the result of an exercise or whatever, give you feedbacks basically. If you'd rather give a hard copy or print a version for your client or send a PDF format file by email or through whatever channel you'd like to use, you can always download or print a version of this program. As I said at the beginning, there's multiple places where you can create a program from in Hexfit. We saw the one from the program section, but you can also go in the activity calendar of a client. This makes it easier if you'd like to really see programs in the calendar, and if you want programs to be done on really specific ways, you can also do it really easily from the activity calendar. Everything you do in a client's file can be done in a group. So if you want multiple people to have the same program, you can just put this program in a group instead of a specific client. And that brings me to the last topic I want to discuss with you in this video, which is the concept of sequences. A sequence is basically a template, but in a calendar. So you can add different workouts and events and tasks into a calendar and reuse this template or this sequence in other people's file. So let's say you're working with a lot of people trying to get ready for a marathon or for a 10-kilometer run. And you consider that it's basically the same sequence that is necessary for this type of programming. So you can create a sequence with all the trainings, all the documents they have to complete, and every task that they have to do. And once that sequence is created, you can just drag and drop this sequence in a client's calendar. So it makes it really easy to build a template for a long time and just drag and dropping this in a client's file. Of course, after that, you'll be able to customize this and adapt it more specifically to this client, but it really saves you from doing a lot of manipulations and just drag and dropping single activities into calendar of people that have basically the same profile or the same objectives. It's also a nice way for you to automize your client tracking. So let's say you want to sell a service that is for a duration of 6 months with follow-ups on each weeks and like 3 training a week. Then you can create a sequence that includes all those events and then reuse that as soon as someone buys that service that you provided. I hope that this video will help you make the most out of Hexfit's program creation. If you have any questions, don't forget that there's a live chat with our support team, always available on the help button at the bottom left of your screen.